Can see my whiteboard, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So quadratic equation, right? That time I went through with you some bits and pieces, right? You still remember?
Yeah. Not really though.
Not really, Okay, basically the crux of the matter, right, is completing the square.
Yeah.
And why we need to complete the square. Okay, you learn completing square.
No.
You know what is completing the square? Okay,
No.
example, right? I have a quadratic equation, right?
Yeah.
Y is equal to 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. Okay, let's say I have this equation here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to find the coordinates of the turning point. Okay?
Yeah.
So how to do that? So completing square, right? Okay, one of the faster way, right, is to complete the square. So to complete the square, right, the coefficient of x squared must be 1. Okay, I take out my 2.
Okay.
So to complete the square, right, my coefficient of x squared must be 1. So this is how you complete the square. Okay, then I plus half the coefficient of x, which is 5. And I square it. And whatever I add, I minus. Okay, this is completing the square.
Wait, where do you get, oh, what's the 5? Where do you get the 5 from? Is it the x?
Coefficient of x.
Oh, okay.
Then this is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a minus b bracket square. Okay, 6 minus. Okay, I do slowly. Okay, 6 minus 25 over 4, right? Apparently is negative 1/4.
Yeah, but I don't get where the 5x went.
Or 5x.
The x squared minus 5x. Like, where's that 5x?
Or 5x.
Like, the,
This one I expand, I'll get back this one.
oh, okay, okay.
A squared minus 2ab plus b squared.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why your year 2 algebra quadratic equation is very important. You have to thoroughly remember and understand what you have learned in year 2
Yeah.
in order to excel in your AMAX. Okay, so far I do until here you understand what's going on. No?
Yeah.
Okay, then I end up with this. Okay, then you'll be wondering what's the purpose of going through this? The purpose of going through this, right, is so that I know the turning point. Okay, from this equation, right, you can tell that this is a U-shaped curve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because your A is greater than 0.
Okay.
Because quadratic equation is always in this format. So my A is 2. So A is greater than 0, right? So it's a U-shaped curve. But just like I mentioned, completing square, right? The purpose is to find the turning point effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So the minimum turning point will be, okay, this is the minimum turning point. How would I know this is the minimum turning point? By substituting, right, whatever is in the bracket as 0 to get your x. So
Okay.
whatever is in the bracket is x minus 5/2. If this value is 0, right?
Yeah.
X is 5/2. How about my y? When this value is 0, this whole chunk here is 0.
Yeah.
So left with negative half. So this is a very fast way to find your turning point without plotting the curve,
So
without plotting the graph. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any question so
No,
far?
no, no.
I mean, this is one of the users of completing square.
Mhm.
So purpose of completing square, right?
Yeah.
Okay, effortlessly. I'm not saying no need effort to go through here. What I'm saying is after you completed the square,
Yeah.
you get the equation in this form. Actually, this equation here is also this expression here. Correct? Because equal means they are the same. Correct? If equal means this value here is also this value here. They are the same equation. It's just that it's expressed in different form. So if I have to expand this part and simplify, I'll get back this.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So why do you need to go through this process to get this? Okay? The purpose is so that I can look at this equation, I can effortlessly know where's the turning point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the purpose. And I believe in your experience in plotting graph, right?
Yeah.
For curve, right? The turning point is a critical information, right?
Yeah.
I believe you can agree turning point is a critical information.
Yeah.
So now by doing this, you already know instantly the turning point. Is that a good information to have?
Yep.
It is, right? Okay, so now the next stage is to find where it cuts the x-axis. Correct or not?
Yeah.
So to find where it cuts the x-axis, right? Okay, this one you see can factorize further or not? Okay, this one, okay, let me see it can factorize further or not. You can factorize further. That means the conventional way of factorization. Okay?
Yeah.
X squared minus 2x minus 3x minus 5x. Yeah, correct. So you factorize completely, you have this. Therefore, by looking at this, you know where it cut the x-axis. So with all this information, you can effortlessly sketch your graph.
Yeah.
U shape, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Minus half, right? 5/2 is here. 2.5. 2.5 is 5/2. Okay, sketch already.
Yeah.
Because the question is asking you to sketch the graph.
Yeah. Okay.
Sketch, not plot, sketch. The question is asking you to sketch this graph.
Yeah.
So to sketch, I need to know the turning point. In this case, is minimum turning point. So you complete the square. Okay, you already know how to complete the square, right?
Yeah.
The procedure to complete a square, you didn't know that, right? How to go about completing a square. You didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you complete a square, you get the turning point.
Yeah.
So once you get the turning point, you get the root. Okay, if this equation is 0, you get the root. That means where it cut the x-axis, 2 and 3. Once you get the root, where it cut the x-axis, you get a turning point. Immediately, you can sketch the graph to get the marks you need. Then in some cases, right, they want to see the y-intercept, right? Well, this one, it extend, you should cut the y-axis, right? Correct. Then how to find it cuts the y-axis at where? Substitute x is 0 or x is 0, this is trough. Okay? Trough. X is 0, y is trough.
Yeah.
So to plot it nicer, right? I mean to sketch a nicer graph, right? You can do this. Because now you even know where is the y-intercept, right? You can sketch like that. 2, 3. Not drawn to scale, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. Sketch. In exam, it's all not drawn to scale. This sketch,
Yeah. Okay.
sketch. Not plot, plot obviously the trough won't be here, Plot the trough will be maybe here. Then the 2 won't be here, also 3 is here. You know what I mean, right? This is sketch. Any question in regards to this question?
Nope.
No, So you know how to complete square, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you already know complete square. You already know how to factorize, how to sketch, how to find the turning point. Okay,
Yeah.
then the next part is this complete square. Okay, then the next one is right. Explain the next kind of question. Explain why 3 bracket x minus 4 close bracket square minus 9 can never be less than minus 9. Explain how to do.
Backwards, I think.
Okay, this question, what's the approach? You ponder for 1 minute first, then I tell you the answer. So you can give me something that is correct. You ponder for maybe 30 seconds. Or what do you think?
Hmm. Um, I think it's because actually I don't know.
You're not sure, you try to think. A hint is this fellow here. That's the hint. That's the hint. Because it's square, square means something
Squaring,
square.
yeah, it's like a minus b squared. So
You have something square. What does that imply? Something square. Okay, something square will it be greater than 0 or less than 0?
greater than 0.
Greater than 0, right?
Yep.
Since this fella is always greater than 0, and the least value is 0, then I must say for all real values of x, you must write the word real. Okay, you must write this magic word for all real values of x. Because there are certain values of x, this doesn't apply.
Yeah.
There are certain values of x, this doesn't apply. And the kind of value of x, right, is not in your syllabus yet.
Okay.
Because right now, year 3, right, you only deal with real values of x. You guys are not dealing with complex values of x. Complex values are this example of complex value.
Mm.
Okay, your I is a make-up number. Okay, I is known as what? Complex number. Okay, I is known as complex number, which is not in your syllabus yet. Not yet, but soon. In year 5, in your A levels, yes, it's in your syllabus. Year 3, not yet, but soon. Akan datang. So when I teach students this part, right, I don't like to tell them that square root negative is undefined,
Yeah.
or is undefined. I don't like to say that because it's defined. It's just that for O level, it's not in the syllabus. That's why the teacher always say it's undefined. Okay, because I don't want you all go JC or in your year 5 suddenly square root negative 1 is I. When all along you learn square root negative 1 is undefined. That's the reason.
Yeah.
I will make mention of it. I'll make mention of it. Then I'll tell them it's out of your syllabus now. No need to worry about it for a moment. That's when I'm explaining this part. Because this guy here, right? This guy here, I is actually not a real number. I is an imaginary number. Okay, imaginary number or complex number. Okay, I is an imaginary number or complex number, which you will not learn until year 5, year 6, A level, or H2 max, or engineering or university max. Okay, university max. You deal with this guy called I. Engineering, they don't use I, they use J. I and J means the same thing. How come engineering student don't use I? Because I is the same I as your current.
Oh yeah.
That's why they use J in engineering. Okay, I or J means the same thing. Engineering, they use J. A level, they use I. So they are called imaginary numbers. Imaginary numbers means make up numbers. Like imaginary friend. Like some people when young, they got imaginary friend, right? Actually, the friend is not real, right? So it's just make up. So I is a make up number. That means I actually is non-existent.
Yeah.
But in this case, this equation only valid, this inequality only valid for all real values of x. That means your imaginary values of x it's not valid already. That's the reason why you need to include this statement. Very important.
Yeah.
If not mathematically, right, your marker can fault you, can penalize you. Because this statement here, right, since x minus 4 bracket square greater or equal to 0, this guy, that means this guy's square is not always greater or equal to 0 for complex value of x. It only applies for real values of x.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, you must write out this statement. If your x is I or j, this doesn't apply already. Okay?
Okay.
That's why this line very important. Sometimes students take it lightly. Why must I write this? So troublesome. Because if you don't write this statement, if you don't write for all real values of x, right? What you write here, hope is not true. Because this is only true, right, if x are real values.
Yeah.
If x is complex values, it's not true anymore. So when you write this, you must write the full sentence for all real values of x. Very important. Mathematically. Okay?
Yeah.
So since this value here, right, is always greater than 0, right? And the minimum value can go is 0, right? So the minimum value of this guy is minus 9.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, then 3 bracket x minus 4 square minus 9, right? Will be like that. Okay, make sense? Therefore, 3 bracket x minus 4 bracket square minus 9 can never be less than minus 9. This is how you explain.
Yeah.
If this question come out in exam, explain always since, therefore, hence. So, since, therefore, hence. Since, therefore, hence. Explain. Okay, this question.
Yeah.
Can explain already,
Mm.
Can explain,
Yeah.
Can, Okay. Let me see, still got what kind of question. Okay, the next one is, okay, the conditions, right, for the quadratic curve to lie completely above or below the x-axis. Okay,
Yeah.
the condition. So your quadratic curve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the general format for quadratic equation.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they always like to play with your A. This one need to think a bit, need to ponder a bit. If A is greater than 0, and the minimum value Okay, understand this statement? This one I have to think through. Understand this statement? Why?
No.
How come? How come it's like that?
No, not really, actually.
Okay, I write out the statement first, Then you think through,
Mm.
Have to think through deeply. Must lie completely above. Must lie completely below the x-axis. think through already, thought through already. The question is how come, How come? How come when A is like this, and how come minimum value of y is positive? How come, how come the curve, right, must lie completely above the x-axis?
Yeah.
The question is how come? Why is it like that?
Mm.
Can figure out why? Cannot.
No, cannot. Because I only understand that the curve's gonna be U
You
shape.
cannot now. You cannot. Never mind. I explain how come. I explain how come. Okay, by rule of thumb, you already know, right? If a is greater than 0, that means a is positive.
Yeah.
If a is positive, right? What kind of shape you have? U or N?
Uh, uh, uh,
If a is positive, you have a U-shaped curve or N-shaped curve.
uh, uh,
Huh?
hello.
Hello?
Hello.
If A is positive, right? Or you have a U shape or N shape.
I said U shape.
You said U shape, then how come couldn't hear? U shape,
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a U shaped curve, right? So
Yeah.
imagine it's a U shaped curve, Then they say that minimum value is positive. Yeah, minimum value
Yeah.
is positive. Because for this part, right, to be true, right,
Yeah.
the curve must lie above the x-axis.
Yeah.
If not, it's impossible for it to be U-shaped and yet minimum value is not positive.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, minimum value is not positive more.
Yeah.
So you have root, you have two distinct real root.
Yeah.
In other words, if the curve is positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
A is greater than 0, right? And your discriminant is less than 0, okay? This will happen also.
Mm.
Because this one means, right, no real roots. No real roots, only this kind of situation will happen more.
Okay.
Yeah. This is outside the textbook.
Mm.
I don't know why textbook never write like that. Maybe too abstract for student to understand. So they've rephrased it into this way, easier for student to understand. Last week, that time I did mention to you discriminant, right?
Yeah.
And you know what is discriminant, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
You know what discriminant is for, right? So understand the first sentence already, yeah? You
Yeah.
understand, how come it's like that,
Mm.
Okay, using the same token, right? Can you explain the second sentence? Using the same token.
Yeah. So like A would be smaller than 0. So then when the maximum value of y is negative, the it's gonna be an N-shaped curve and it's gonna be below the x-axis.
Yeah. Yeah. Maximum value is negative.
Yeah.
So is this situation? So the
Mm-hmm.
whole curve must lie below the x-axis.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do some question. Okay, let me see. Okay, does each of the following curve lie completely above or below the x-axis? Explain your answer. So what are the curve? Y equal to minus 2x squared minus 12x minus 20. This one, how to do? Does each of the following curves lie completely above or below the x-axis? What must you do?
I think we find the minimum turning point.
You complete the square first.
Yeah.
Complete a square is either. You took out minus 2,
Yeah.
then you complete the square. Yeah, complete the square. Okay. So the turning point. Okay, this is the N shape, right? Correct? It's an N shape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maximum turning point is minus 3 minus 2. So this is the maximum turning point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, then can say since the coefficient of x squared equal to minus 2, which is less than 0, and the maximum value of y is minus 2, which is negative. Therefore, the curve lies completely
Below.
below the x-axis. the marker, right, is looking at this paragraph rather than here. Although here is important to make sure you get the turning point. The actual marks is here. Oops. What happened? Okay, the actual marks is here. So make sure you can write out this. And this kind of question is 3 marks question. 3 marks.
Okay.
1 mark, 2 marks.
Uh,
1 mark, 2 marks. If you do completing square correct, you get a turning point, you get 1 mark. But if here you explain until in a way that's not so clear, right? You will lose the 2 marks. So how to explain in a way that's clear? You have to explain how come it is an N-shaped curve.
okay.
Because the coefficient is -2. Coefficient x squared is -2. Then what's the big deal about -2? -2 is because it's less than 0. Coefficient is less than 0. And max value is -2. Therefore, the curve lies completely below the x-axis. Okay, then another question, right? Okay, another question, right, involving fraction. Okay, half x squared. Okay, half x squared minus 12x plus 4b plus 6. Okay, half x squared minus 12x plus 6. So same thing. You have to complete the square. Complete the square because you need the coefficient of x squared to be 1. So you're going to take out your half.
Yeah.
If I take out half, everything here times 2. Not divide by 2. Some students, they divide by 2.
Oh, okay.
Because I take out half, you need to times 2. Not divide by 2. Okay, some students, they divide by 2. 6x, then 3. Then, how do you know in exam, right? You factorize correctly. You multiply in, see you get back this. So let's say now I factorize already, right? I'm not sure whether I factorize correctly. So what I can do is you multiply in. If I multiply in, right, I'll get half x squared. Half x squared. I get minus 12. Half times -24, -12. Then half times 12 is 6. Then some students not familiar using multiplication or fraction. They need to know half times 12 is basically 12 divided by 2. And half times 24, right? -24, right? It's just basically -24 over 2. some students can't see that. But I believe you can see that. But some students, oops, some students they can't see it. So I have to mention it. I have to mention it.
Yeah.
At least have to mention it. Okay, once you have this, right, you do your normal completing square.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, minus 144 plus 12. Okay, minus 144 plus 12 is minus
Sorry, what?
132.
Yeah.
Minus 144 plus 12 is minus 132.
Yeah.
Minus 132, you divide by 2, 66. So this is U shape, right? U shape, positive x square, so U shape.
Yeah.
So it's minimum turning point.
Yeah, you can.
Minimum turning point is 12 minus 66.
And 66.
Yeah. That's a minimum turning point. Okay, now you're supposed to explain your answer. Does it lie completely above or below the x-axis? Since coefficient of x squared of x squared is greater than 0, therefore, the curve is a U-shaped curve. The curve is a U-shaped curve.
Okay.
And the minimum value is, yeah, the minimum value is negative.
$66.
Minimum value is negative. So what does that mean?
Hence, it means then it means that the curve is completely below the x-axis.
Nope. Then the curve is not. The curve does not lie completely. The curve does not lie completely. Above the x-axis. You know why, right?
Yeah. But can't we just say like the curve lies completely below the x-axis?
Because it's not, well, the
Oh,
curve will
yeah.
be like that.
Yeah.
The curve is like that. Unless it's an N-shaped curve.
Yeah.
It's a U-shaped curve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? The curve would look like that. Either like that or like that.
Yeah.
12 and negative 66.
Yeah, 12.
It could be like that.
Mhm.
It's negative 66. That means it definitely will cut, like just that you'll cut here or here. Here or here, right? You have to investigate further by substituting y is 0, then you find your root.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then still got real world context question. There's real world context question to go through with you. Okay, the height y meters of a ball hit by a baseball bat can be modeled by the equation y is equal to negative 0.04 x squared plus 4x plus 12. Where x is the horizontal distance traveled by the ball in meters. Find the greatest height reached by the ball and the corresponding horizontal distance traveled. B, the horizontal distance traveled before the ball hits the ground. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what to do?
Yeah.
You know what to do? Or you want to try doing the question?
Yeah, sure.
Or I can do, let me see.
Um, I the greatest height is 88, but then
Hmm?
the corresponding horizontal I got negative.
Here are.
Oh wait, no. I didn't get negative.
Yeah, you should get this.
It's
Wait,
I got 50. Yeah, just 50. Yeah.
you should have this. Not drawn with skill. Not drawn with skill. Okay, not drawn with skill. Okay, the greatest height reached by the ball and the corresponding horizontal distance traveled. So greatest height reached by the ball is 112.
Yeah. 112.
112 meters. And corresponding horizontal distance is 50 meters. Okay.
Yeah.
Horizontal distance traveled before the ball hits the ground. Here. So you let y be 0. You substitute y at 0. I bring over is negative, right? Negative over negative is positive. So this is 2800.
Yeah. So like the decimal, I got a decimal for that.
It's okay to write decimal.
Yeah, I wrote it to 3 SF.
Okay, the other one is negative 2.91.
2.9, yeah, I got 2.9.
2.915 now.
Okay.
Then which answer you should reject? Which one
You should reject the negative one
why?
because it only travels in positive.
Yup. Sometimes you reject positive,
Yeah.
sometimes. In this case, you reject negative. So 102.915 meters. So therefore, the ball will travel 102.9 meters horizontally before it hits the ground. Whatever. Okay, this one 3SF. This one 1 decimal place. It depends on the exam, right? The front page,
Yeah.
right? The front page, you just follow the instruction. 3SF or 1 decimal place or 2 decimal place. So it depends on your exam requirement. Whether it's 3SF, 1 decimal place, or 2 decimal place. Right? Because every exam, they'll write the instruction clearly at the front page. So assume it's 3SF.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, any question?
No.
No. Then you attempt the question in the book now. I'll let you do the question in the book now.